What if I told you that the legacy of South African women isn't just written in history books? It's etched into the DNA of a nation's identity. Let me take you on a journey through moments that didn't just make headlines, but rewrote the narrative of what it means to be empowered. Think about this. When you hear empowerment, do you picture a protest march, a pageant speech, or a gold medal? Or maybe none of those? Because the truth is, these women didn't just achieve things. They shattered ceilings, redefined norms, and left scars on the status quo that still ache today. Let's start with the 1956 Women's March. You know the story. 20,000 women storming the Union buildings to protest past laws. But here's what they don't tell you in textbooks. These weren't just women marching. They were mothers, daughters, teachers, and nurses who knew that silence was a death sentence. When they chanted, "What hint, Abafazi, what hint, Imbokodo," they weren't just fighting for themselves. They were saying, if you touch one of us, you touch the bedrock of this nation. And that's why this moment isn't just a footnote in history. It's a blueprint for resistance. Imagine being in that crowd, knowing your life could be on the line, yet choosing to stand. That's the kind of courage that makes nations tremble. It's also why, 70 years later, we still celebrate this day. Because empowerment isn't a one-time act. It's a daily rebellion against complacency. Now fast forward to 2019. Zozibini Tunzi walks onto the Miss Universe stage, her natural hair a crown, her voice a weapon. Her speech, "Take up space," wasn't just about pageantry. It was a manifesto. And here's the kicker. She did this on Women's Day, a date chosen by fate or by design. Either way, it's poetic. Because what she represented wasn't just beauty. It was a rejection of Eurocentric ideals that told black women they had to conform. When she stood there, she didn't just win a title. She won the right for every girl who'd ever been told they weren't enough to say, "I belong here too." And that's the real power of her moment. It's not about the crown. It's about the ripple effect. How many girls now look in the mirror and see a future where their hair, their skin, their voice is celebrated? Then there's Tyla, the Joburg girl who became a Grammy winner at 22. Let's be real, this isn't just a personal victory. It's a seismic shift. For decades, the music industry has been a gatekeeper, deciding who's ready for the world stage. Tyla didn't wait for permission. She created her own lane, blending Afrobeat with pop, and suddenly, the world was listening. But here's what's wild. Her success isn't just about talent. It's about timing. Because in 2024, when the world is hungry for authenticity, she showed up with a sound that screamed, "This is who I am, and I'm not changing." And that's the message every dreamer needs to hear. No one's too young, too black, too African to claim their space. Tyla's Grammy isn't just a trophy. It's a torch passed to the next generation. And let's talk about Tatjana Smith, the woman who shattered Olympic records in Tokyo, then did it again in Paris. You know what's insane? She didn't just win gold. She redefined what's possible. When she touched that wall in 2 minutes and 18.95 seconds, she didn't just break a record. She broke the ceiling of expectation. For years, South Africa's swimming scene was dominated by men. Tatjana didn't just change that. She made it impossible to ignore women in the pool. And when she won again in Paris, it wasn't just a repeat, it was a revolution. Because now, every young girl in Soweto or Durban can look at her and think, if she can do it, so can I. But here's the thing, her success isn't just about medals. It's about the grind, the sacrifices, the moments when she probably wondered if it was worth it. And that's the real story. Because greatness isn't born in a pool. It's forged in the fire of relentless belief. So what does this all mean? These women didn't just make history. They made a statement. Empowerment isn't passive. It's active. It's loud. It's messy. And it's necessary. Because when women rise, nations rise with them. But here's the catch. Their legacy isn't just about what they achieved. It's about what they inspired. The question is, what will you do with that inspiration? Because the next chapter of the story isn't written yet, and it's waiting for you to take up space.